Hello everyone, I hope everyone is having a good 2021 so far. Um, yeah, I've definitely been going through a lot recently, like mentally with all the stuff that I've been dealing with, but also like I've started preparing for my move back to Australia. So that's it's pretty tough. There's so much stuff I have to do. I have to like finalize all my stuff in Korea. I'm still looking for a company to ship all my stuff over. I've actually found a house and I've paid for the first month rent. So yeah, I already have a place to move into when I go back. Now I'm just preparing a resume so I can start applying for jobs when I go back. Yeah, I've got my ticket. I think like I'm I'm getting closer to being ready. It's just really stressful in the moment, but just got to get through it. So yeah, I hope everyone else is having like an easier start to the year than I am. So for today, I kind of wanted to touch a bit more on what I spoke about last week. I was speaking about New Year's resolutions. I want to talk about just goals in general. It doesn't have to be specifically New Year's resolutions. One of the things that I found really crucial for me being able to achieve any of my goals was having a very clear endpoint to them. That's one of the things I found with people who tend to give up on their goals or not achieve their goals. They tend to make their goals really, really vague. Like again, one of the most common New Year's resolutions is to like get in shape or lose weight. But like, what does that mean? What does it mean to lose weight? What does it mean to get into shape? You have to have this idea of a shape that you want to get into, or an idea of like how much weight you want to lose. But at the same time, losing weight itself is not really it's not generally how it works as well, because if you want to like gain muscle as well, or then you're gonna be gaining weight as well as losing some. So you got to think about like what is actually going to happen when you start working towards achieving this. Is it just going to be losing weight, and then how much of it do you want to do? And it's pretty hard when you've never done it before. You don't know how much weight you actually do want to lose. Especially like for me, when I was starting to work on my health a bit, I didn't know what my body would be like at different weights. So I had no idea what I was aiming for, honestly. And I don't want to just like become like stick thin or something. So I tried to just like go like a month or two at a time, just to like keep it shorter, and then just adjust my goals every month. And I think it can work to have a vague goal if you do try to like keep it as like many short-term goals. Another thing that like I worked on for a while is my art skills. I set a lot of short-term goals. Like what I like to do with my art is each month I try to set a goal for this month, like something that I'm going to work on a lot this month. And that's I think for me, I don't really try to set specific goals for that month, but rather I just give myself a like discipline for that month. And in a way, that's sort of a goal. My goal is just to work on it, and then I try to like look at my work from the beginning of the month and the end of the month, and just like see how much better I've gotten at it. Even if you can't see much of a difference, I can usually feel a difference in like how fast I can draw those things and how much more like naturally and smoothly it comes to me. Have a clear I find that it's really helpful to have a clear idea of where you want to end up. Like have something so that once you reach it, you know that you've achieved your goal. Saying that you want to get into shape or you want to lose weight doesn't that could always you could always keep going. Like, how do you know when you've achieved it? How do you know when you're done? This also goes for like languages too. I mean, this goes with every goal. I'm just giving as many examples as I can think of off the top of my head. But with languages, so I feel like with all of these too, you gotta like really look into it before you make your goals too, so that you're making a very realistic goal as well. So like with languages, I feel like a lot of people, they want to aim to be like fluent or something, but what does that even mean? Even native speakers, we're not like we're fluent, I guess, technically, but we can't even speak our own language to the extent that a lot of people think they're gonna learn a second language. Like, there's a lot of things in English that I don't even know. Like, I still have to search things up in the dictionary sometimes, and I'm not very good at reading like old English books and stuff. Just I can read it, but it just I can't read it as fast as I would read like a modern book. And I guess that's similar for other people as well. But some of my friends, they can read really old books as if it was modern day English. I'm just not good at like older English. And I think that's just due to just me not having as much exposure to it. So like when it comes to language learning, how can you know when you're fluent? When even native speakers, we all basically fluent, but we all have a different level of English. We're not all the same. And that's the same with every language. Not every native speaker speaks the same level, but they're all basically fluent. I have at least one friend. He's really bad at English. Like I know people here in Korea who speak better English than him, and he only speaks English. It's his only language. He grew up in Australia. He's never left the country. So there's people like that, but then also there's people who of course have like really insanely like high level of the language, and that's not just because they're a native speaker. They obviously would have like studied stuff, they would have read a lot, they would have done a lot that would have got their language to that level. So when you make goals, you need to do some research into what is realistic about it. Use terminology for yourself, because the words that you use will affect your mentality. So if you just keep telling yourself you want to be fluent, you're never gonna achieve it, honestly, because you just won't get there. If I got to my current level in English in another language, I don't think I'd consider myself fluent. I'd probably consider myself like advanced, but not fluent, because like there's still stuff that I have to search up in English too. So yeah, I think when it comes to like making language learning goals, like what I like to do for my language learning goals is to aim to be able to converse, like have a very basic conversation. That's like, I like to have that as like my first goal, because it's very it doesn't take too long to achieve it generally. Like you can probably get to it in about if you actually study like 3 to 6 months up to a year, you could probably achieve that, just having a very basic conversation, like nothing nothing too complicated. But yeah, when you make your goals, just try to have a very clear-cut goal, so that once you reach it, you know that you're done. You know that you've achieved something, and you can start on your next goal. That's basically it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.